Hey, it's Leo here with the Extra Mile. It's good to see you, and it's good to be seen. You hear me now? Listen. Oh man, I was having a conversation recently. Actually, I wasn't having the conversation. I was in the vicinity of a conversation, and it was with some colleagues of mine, and they were going back and forth about sales. And one of them was like, well, that's sales. And the other one like, but this is not sales, it's education. And they just kept going back and forth. And I stood up and I put my hand between them and I was like, waited until they said something. And I was like, okay, referee is telling each one of you guys to go to your corner, okay? Because both of y'all are right. And they're like, how so? I said, well, listen, what you're saying on the right is it's sales. And it's true, it is sales. And what you're saying on the left is it's education. It is education. And so I went into a little bit more of a synopsis of what we were talking about. And the one that said it was education was like, no, it's education. I said, let me ask you a question. You see what I just did with the guy who was on the right, who was saying sales? I said, you see what I just did with him? I went through this perspective and I shared this concept and this idea in order to shift what he was thinking about. I said, so let me ask you, guy on the right, what did I just sell you on? He said, I sold you on the mindset. I say, so it is sales. And so the guy on the left was like, hey, man, I don't want to have this conversation. I said, listen, what you're ultimately saying is the same thing because you're actually saying, hey, we're not trying to sell a product. That's right. You're not trying to sell a product. You're trying to educate them on the product by giving them some influence and perspective related to how they think on it. That's why it's education. I said, but you are selling them on the mindset that they should have about how they think about the product. So regardless of how you spin it or where you go with it, it's sales. Listen, I want to tell you and everybody else that no matter what you're doing, if you're dealing with products or services, or you're on the side of customer service, you're on the side of being able to work in, administrative areas and things of that sort, or you're just in management and you're managing those who are doing it, I don't care what you're doing. You are in sales. And if you are not sure, go read Daniel Pink's book, To Sell is Human, because he actually gets into detail about this very concept. But what you got to understand is there's nothing that we do that doesn't have an element of sales in it. Why? Because sales really is a large part of what gets done today and any other day and in the past, but also it's a fundamental reality as it relates to leadership. And what is leadership? Influence. Nothing more, nothing less. As per John Maxwell, of course. So understand, be focused on your salesmanship, your saleswomanship, your salespersonship. Just be focused on the fact that sales is something that you've got to be a part of. And so you should have a certain level of commitment and focus to it. Listen, this has been Leo with the Extra Mile. Until next time, take care.